And it's the most difficult job, I must say, that running a school, and especially for the teachers to have a constant learning along with the students. Because I myself, I'm a mother of two. My son, he's studying at boarding, and my younger one, she's with me. So the kind of naughtiness, the kind of smile, the kind of murmuring which I can hear, I could just relate that as if I have just walked into the school where, my kids are studying. So seeing the corridors where teachers have put in so much of hard work, that's really commendable. And you are making actually empathy is the topic where it's the first duty of a mother, of course, and I see teacher play a vital role for a student to be what he or she is going to be later in the future. So hats off to you all, and many congratulations the way you have been running the school. For the students, this generation is a very smart generation. And with the technology, with the association with the peer group. So I feel they just need a little bit of guidance because they are almost like a friends. Sahaj, shall we? So the heartbeat of humanity. How do we see, how do we feel the heartbeat of humanity goes on? Is it a practice? Is it a feel? How do we perceive it? Is it more related to science, power, or a feel? Or something much more deeper, or a quieter empathy? Over here, the students, those who are sitting, I would like to understand from your end as well, after the talk, do you really relate with sympathy and empathy? What is the basic difference between sympathy and empathy? How do we see empathy as? While your car stops at any of the signal, if a child beggar comes to your window and bangs the door and asks for the money, the kind of feeling, maybe your mother or your father or a driver, he might think, or she might think, let me just give something. That is the feeling which is being stated as sympathy, where you just think, fine, I can do something, I feel for it. But what is the real game changer? Is empathy. And I know that we all in today's world, with the fastest of the technologies and the tech, we are the youngest in the world. I know this thing very well, that you all have a soft corner, you all empathize with n number of people. Especially in the schools since the time this EWS quota, which has come up. This important instrumental role which schools have played, I feel they have given the largest example of empathy, where a student himself or herself is looking into it, living with it, where maybe your personal assumptions, your personal experience can be different, but that's where the empathy quotient comes into the picture. So where it began, Sangini Saheli, our foundation, Sangini Saheli, it started all over with just conversations. You know, empathy means much more of listening. When you actually hear the other person out, you need not to fix anything. You need not to find the solution for anything, but you need to be a good listener. It can be anything, be it be the friend peer group among us. So it all started over on the chai in the narrow lanes and with the small workshop. Because technically I'm a NIFT pass out. I am working towards the textile over on the handlooms. So working along with the artisans, the life, it was just not the business. How we started to have the discussions among with the artisans, with the weavers, and their issues where education was the important instrumental tool. We have been working with the Padma Shri awardees, with the Shilp Guru awardees, weavers. But those weavers, their life is much more having meaning rather than just having a degree or a recognition over on the frame, which has just been hanging over on their walls in the houses. So that's where the conversation began. And we had a long history to it. It's been 15 years into this line. And I feel that every day Sangini Saheli has improvised, has implemented their own insights to it by learning, by listening, by understanding what is lacking behind. Because ultimately it is our own duty. So, as what I was mentioning, what empathy truly means, it is just not the feeling, right? It is just not the feeling. When the feeling turns into the action, where the feeling, you can easily relate to it, you can internalize it, and you can come up with certain solution. I feel that feeling of empathy is very much required. I'm sure that this school would be also doing a practice among the social work as we talk that children, they need to go to the slum area where, you adopt a particular slum, where you talk about the cleanliness drive, where you're talking about the sanitization, where you're talking about the education also. So a story I would like to introduce over here is a story of a constable person, Than Singh. A constable who is in the service order, in a service hierarchy, he is the lowest paid force. That person, he started with 4 children. It's Red Fort Killa, where just behind the Red Fort there is a temple where he started with 4 children. And those children were the migrant laborers. Their parents, they were working under the Lal Killa for the restoration. That fellow, he started off with a small independent school where these children, they were the rag pickers, they were the beggars. He just caught them and he started educating them. But those 4 children, one day, as Sangini Saheli team, we had a visit. And we just tried to understand that what is lacking over here. There were around 180 children, those who were living in those slum areas where the temporary, just the jhuggis were being kept and it were being made. We had a lot of fight with the ASI people also for not demolishing their living beings. So it started from there in 2019, this particular project where Sangini Saheli as a team, Along with Mata Sundari College volunteers, children like you, those who started coming up to educate those children. So in today's scenario, right from the 4 students, we have come a long way. Next year, we are going to have a batch of first group who is going to get pass out from 12th. Those children were from the age group of 10, 11, and 12, those who have never visited the school, those who have never seen the school. But first, to make them learn the basics of the education, that once you go and sit in the class, how you are going to behave, what are the basics of the education. Forget about 1 plus 1 and 2 plus 3. Those were the same kids. And then formally, with all helping hands, the story is pretty long, where there were n number of people, those who came forward, and finally we got 68 of the students inducted into the formal education. So I feel that's the live example, what you can see, what you can feel. I'll share the link with you. Maybe later on you can have a look at the school, how the school looks like. It's an open school, basic learning education school, where the students and those children are really bright students, better than all of us. They have that drive in themselves that they want to be something. They want to become something. And I really look up to them. There is a lot of learning out of it. So I feel that's where, when Tan Singh was struggling, and Sangini Saheli came into the picture and helped him in each and every way. So that's the best example of empathy, where you have actually converted your talks into the solution, where you have come up with certain solution and the children, they are having the education to it. So the birth of Sangini Saheli, there was no budget, there was no PR, just the belief. Started at the design studio as with the artisans, with the internalizing what all the issues are. So it started with the menstrual hygiene campaign. We started with menstrual, then literacy, financial training, legal aid help, and so on. So we are working on 5 particular verticals. The scale of impact. So the numbers, what we are seeing here, the numbers are a little vague, where particularly I will talk about the hygiene kits. So far, our presence of Sangini Saheli is in 17 states, where 5,000 of the women, they have been trained so far how you can have your own business. Those are called self-help groups. I don't know how many students are even aware of SHGs. So there is a word by the name of SHG, self-help group. Maybe whenever you get the time, you can just Google about it and learn about it, that what is SHG all about. So similarly, when we see with the numbers and the figures, when we talk about the sanitary kits being provided to the needy one, I feel still the menstrual hygiene topic is a vast topic which needs to be addressed. If we want to really see India, it's the rural India, as I always say. So I feel that there is more to it beyond, and it cannot happen just with a single foundation. There are n number of foundations, those who are working, but it is one habit which we can add on into our own lives as well. So over 1.2 million sanitary pad packs have been distributed. Sangini Siksha was been launched, where they can read, sign, decide, and dream as well. When we see the moment of humor with a lesson, my team has prepared this tagline. There was a lot of challenges. Nothing comes up easily. When we just started, the first day itself, the resistance came from various of the society, and in fact, I got a couple of calls from my own relatives where they were like, okay, fine, she was working well in the business sector. Why she wants to get into the social sector? What is the need behind it? Why she wants to step into, again, this particular work where she's been roaming in the slums and trying to understand what is happening. So I feel the resistance, what I saw was in and around in the atmosphere initially. Why should people trust you? Why should people think that what you are doing is correct? So I think it takes little time, but it is one step at a time. So I feel when you are beginning with one and each step at a time, if you are having a good intention, you will definitely make the real change. So trust comes automatically from empathy, action, and from the follow-throughs. It is just in yourself. So believe in yourself. And I'm sure you people are having a wonderful deed inside you, which you want to do it on everyday basis. So one deed in a day, if you can do it, if you can think about it, the process starts with the thinking. So empathy, system, and impact. Real impact needs consistency. You have to show up every day. Systems and follow through. So consistency and showing up on everyday basis where the task is happening or not happening, but it will happen. I would just give an example over here. Now, with the social work, I stepped into the political arena. Why did I choose this field? Because people like us, those who are educated, those who are young, are they ready to take up such challenge? While working in the social sector, I saw there are n number of issues which just a foundation can't help. In a particular premise of the location of Delhi, Lodhi colony, there is a basti called Harijan Basti. It is in the heart of Delhi. When I just walked in, there was an issue. There was an issue for the basic needs. Forget about other things. Water pipelines have not been laid. There were sanitation basics issue. And while I was walking around, I just saw there two of the ladies, they just walked in and they just wanted to have a talk. They just wanted me to listen out. I said, please go ahead. So there I got to know that still in the heart of land where the drugs practice was happening on everyday basis. That was the huge alarm where I felt, and there are n number of such episodes as well, where I felt, no, there is a need to it. There is a much more need to it, where you need to move forward, where you need to come along with the society. But you can't be blaming. You can't be just saying about it. You need to take a further step ahead. And that's how I end up entering into the politics, where I want to be the part of, where I can give my certain suggestion in the public policy making as well. So we see that we have been progressing so fast with the space missions, but yet we see that sanitary pad packs are wrapped in the newspaper. Girls drop out while women lead missions like Operation Sindoor. Still, we see that number. Smart cities rise, but many are left behind. So, I would like you people to just internalize empathy as a strategy maybe, not as an option, but as an essential deed. If we can start practicing it, maybe it can be subconsciously, we can place it in a right order where, because the school has put in a lot of effort to talk about empathy, I feel that from here onwards, you people are going to take it forward. So at home, the lady of the house, your sister, your mother, we can just check up with a small empathy quotient over here. Student of 9th till 12th grade, if they are sitting over here, their mother must be reaching somewhere 40. I would like to have you people one conversation that, Mama, have you got your breast cancer screening done? And if she hasn't, you must take her. You must talk about it because it is really alarming. That's where your sympathy and empathy, because she's the closest to you. So that you can take it forward as a practice and as an exercise of empathy. So recently we just did one program out of which you can just see that 50 women, they were being screened, and out of which 19 ladies, they were alarmed with a red flag, which was a real concern. And out of 6, we just got with them, the treatment started. So I feel this is going to be the best exercise. I know we can laugh at it, we can discuss about it, but it is really alarming. So health is just not a luxury, but that's where the change begins. So we can talk about this particular topic, which could be the takeaway from this TED Talk. How do you see India as a Viksit Bharat? I'm sure women in and around are going to play the major lead. Women-led development, women-led government it is going to be, where we envision ourselves as 30 trillion economy. I feel that women are the tool which are going to take the lead. So empathy needs a voice, legislation, a seat at the table. I strongly, firmly believe into it. So one empowered woman becomes a transformed community. Yes, that is so true. As we say that when we educate one person at a home, one person education means that that person is going to take care of the education for the others. The person is going to be the voice of the voiceless. Thank you so much for hearing me out. I'm sure the takeaway from this talk is going to be a great learning. And thank you, Principal Ma'am, for having the empathy. I know the time was a little short to cover up the topic, but thank you so much. Thank you.